Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel for another FPL video, and this time it's the Gameweek16 Preview. This game week is massive. FPL has just handed us 5 free transfers, price changes are going crazy, and for the first time this season, Haaland might not be the best captain option. My name's James, and with me as always is Patrick, who's already activated a chip this week.
Hi everyone. Yeah, FPL basically gave us an early Christmas present. 5 free transfers ahead of AFCON, which is ideal for fixing teams, jumping on form, or attacking fixture swings. So let's break down the teams and the players you should be targeting.
The teams to target this week are Brentford, Fulham, Arsenal and Man City. Brentford face 2 of the bottom 4 defences in their next 2 games, which looks perfect for someone like Igor Thiago, and Fulham's fixtures look as good as it gets over the next 4 weeks. Arsenal and City do have strong fixtures, but Brentford and Fulham come out on top this week.
Now, let's have a look at the players we should be considering from those teams, starting with the goalkeeping position, and Leno's top and should do well with Fulham's upcoming fixture run. Raya is next best, but without Gabriel, the Arsenal defence isn't as reliable as early in the season.
Looking at the defensive options, and it's Fulham at the top again with Anderson. He's their highest scoring defender, and his defensive contribution percentage is one of the highest in the league. Next is Van den Berg. He's cheaper than his teammate Collins and crucially not on 4 yellow cards, which makes him a safer option. And then Gvardiol next, who's not cheap but he's delivered attacking returns in 3 of his last 4 in all competitions. He's in form and he's full of confidence at the moment.
Into midfield, Foden leads the way again, 3 double-digit returns in his last 3 league matches. He even got 20 minutes of rest midweek in the Champions League. Next is Bruno Fernandes. After a slow start with those missed penalties, he's now the highest scoring midfielder in the game following his 18-pointer last week, which was really painful for me as a non-owner. And third, Harry Wilson, who we tipped in the last video before he scored. He's now in great form, loves a long-range effort, and his next fixtures look perfect for him.
In the striker category, and possibly for the first time this season, Haaland isn't the number 1 pick. Thiago takes the top spot instead. He has 2 perfect fixtures next and should capitalise as the focal point for Brentford. Haaland is still second though and should be in everyone's teams. He's got a good fixture run and I'm sure he'll keep ticking over like we expect him to. Raul Jimenez takes the last spot on the podium. He's not in the best of form but he has no competition as the front man for Fulham and should get some good chances over the next few weeks.
Now, we've seen the best teams and players to target. Let's have a look at the most transferred players for this game week. The top 3 most bought players are the same as last week, Foden, Thiago and Bruno Guimaraes. Then just behind them are Bruno Fernandes and Matty Cash after their big returns.
The transfers out look a bit different this week because we all have 5 for the first time ever and I've personally contributed to 3 of the players on this list. Funnily enough, Mbeumo is the only player from the list who's actually going to AFCON, but Mateta's an injury doubt and Munoz looks like he's out till after Christmas, so no surprise that either of those 2 are being sold.
Before we have a look at our scores from Game Week 15 and our team reveals, I just have to ask you something. I've been seeing a lot of managers going against Haaland for captaincy this week. What's your thoughts on that, and do you agree?
Yeah, it could actually be a good week to go against Haaland, if there ever is a good week to go against him, that is. He plays the second best defence in the league in Crystal Palace, while Arsenal and Brentford take on 2 of the worst defences possible. Because of that, I think Saka and Thiago are great options as well, and could be worth considering as alternatives to the big man.
Time for a quick look back at last week, and my team didn't do too badly. I had Foden's 12-pointer, Donnarumma and Van de Ven both kept a clean sheet for 6 points each. Burn was subbed before Newcastle conceded, so he got 7 points. And Guehi scored a bullet header to pick up 8 points for me. Nice green arrow. How did your team do in the end?
Yeah, I can't lie, I had a shocker. Probably my worst week of the season. Only 3 of my players scored more than 4 points. I had no Bruno, no Foden, and I finished 10 points below the average. Big red arrow and nearly doubled my rank. Fortunately though, FPL gave me 5 free transfers to use this week, and I've used all of them to fix my team and get back on track. Let's move on to the team reveals, and you've got a chip active this week, so why don't you kick things off?
You know you didn't need to use all of them at once, right? I can't talk, I've made 4 changes myself, but there's some pretty big upgrades. My bench boost is active. In goal I've got Donnarumma away to Palace, and the Bravka home to Fulham, which both look decent. My defenders this week are Guehi, Burn and Van de Ven, but I've also got Anderson and Diouf off the bench. The only one with a dodgy fixture across all of them is Guehi, but he's on fire at the moment, so I'm not too worried. My midfield looks ridiculous to be honest. I've got Foden, Saka, Szoboszlai and Bruno starting, with Harry Wilson coming off the bench. They'll have great form and a solid fixture. My three strikers are Thiago at home to Leeds, Dominic Calvert-Lewin away to Brentford, and my captain Haaland. I'm expecting really big things from my team this week. How's yours looking after using all of those transfers?
Yeah, your team looks great this week. That midfield looks insane, and it's a great use of the chip, to be fair. For me, I've already used all 5 free transfers, like I said earlier. With Munoz injured, Mateta a doubt, and Calafiori suspended, they're all gone from my team already. I got Foden early to catch the price rises, and my final move was upgrading Josh King to Harry Wilson. I'm playing a 3-4-3 this week, with Roefs in goal. Van Dijk is the only original defender, and he's alongside my newbies Van der Berg and Anderson, who both have a great fixture. My midfield is Foden, Saka, Rice and Wilson, so as long as Rice is fit, that should be strong. Up front I'm playing Haaland, Raul Jimenez and Thiago. The armband is on Thiago for now, but there's still plenty of time to change my mind on that before the deadline. Any one of my 7 attackers are good enough to be the captain this week, but it's just picking the right one that's the hard part. And that just about wraps up this episode. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, then please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And let us know in the comments who your captain is this week.
Yeah, and make sure to follow us on X at Weekend Fix for last minute tips and advice ahead of Saturday's deadline. Thanks for watching, good luck this game week, and we'll see you next time.